Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. In MMA and UFC news today, Chael Sonnen weighs in on the Dustin Poirier-Michael Chandler altercation at UFC 276. Poirier and Chandler, what happened there? Poirier had lost his mind. That isn't the Poirier that we know. That is not the Poirier that we have seen. We have seen Poirier's wife insulted. We have seen Poirier get mad about it. But we didn't see him start yelling and pointing. We didn't see him yelling so much with profanity and spits coming out. We saw a side of Poirier we have never seen before. Chandler had also not seen that side. Chandler was caught off guard. What happened there? Dustin Poirier is mad. He is offended. He is the aggrieved party because Michael Chandler did not call him out. It's the opposite. Chandler called out Conor McGregor by name. Conor wasn't upset. In no fashion was Poirier mentioned. I really want to hear his case on this. This is such an opposite reaction. What got this out of him? Is there more to it? Nate Diaz tries teaching Ariel Helwani how to throw a jab.
Oh, 2 jabs and then go 1, 2. 1, jab, 1, 2. No. Then 1, 2. Yeah. What's This is Richard. It's still there. It's still there. Oh! Go 2 jabs and then go 1, 2. So 2 jabs and 1, 2. To the body. Where'd he go?
Conor McGregor goes at it with Rafael Fiziev on Twitter. Fiziev fights Rafael Dos Anjos at UFC Vegas 58 this weekend. Here's what they had to say. Conor posted the video of Fiziev dodging kicks. Conor said, "This is awesome. Change the roundhouse to an axe kick. Roundhouse into axe kick and this defense eats the full of the heel. I'm telling you, if their reaction to a high kick is this, implement the axe." Fiziev replied, "Conor, I invite you to Tiger Muay Thai, where we can show you how to kick and defend the kicks properly, so you can stop living in a fantasy world where you think it's possible to land an axe kick in this situation." Conor responded with, "I'm not disrespecting, I'm telling you I faced this defense habit a lot in my time, where I knew every high kick I threw was being pulled back from and hitting air. I then began changing to an axe kick, and then came down on top with great success. That or the running roundhouse. Thank you for your offer. When I'm in Thailand, I will head there for sure. Don't disrespect, you are yet to do anything significant in this sport. Good luck in your upcoming fight." Fantasy World is thinking that this major defensive habit that you've developed is impenetrable. It is very much so penetrable. Habits are opportunities to set traps. Good luck. Sir, in all due respect, I didn't do all I have done in this business by living in a quote-unquote fantasy world. I've done it through in-depth personal study, dissecting movements, patterns, and habits, and capitalizing off them with devastating results. Have respect. I have not disrespected you. Conor decided to turn his attention towards the featherweight champ Volkanovski. In response to Eugene Behrman saying Alexander was the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Conor simply replied, "Stop that, please." Israel Adesanya fires back at Chris Pratt for criticizing his performance at UFC 276 against Jared Cannonier. Chris Pratt said, "I'm going to say this as humbly as I can. I've never stepped into the octagon. I don't know this game. I'm just an actor. But I'm not a fan, man. I'm not a fan of coming out like that, all that talk, and then just kind of putting on a little bit of a pitter-patter performance. I'm like, come on, man. You've got to cash on that promise of being so bad." Adesanya responded on Twitter by saying, "Good morning. I'm the man. You're just some fan." Daniel Cormier defended Israel Adesanya on the DC and RC show for the critical remarks people have been making since last Saturday at UFC 276. Even though Adesanya and Cannonier had a different approach to this fight, Cormier doesn't think the criticism is justified.
Being honest, I know people said it's boring for him to go for it. He could have did more, but the reality is, I thought he fought a good fight. I thought he was smart. I thought he dominated the fight. I mean, he won the fight 4-1 on both cards, and then the other round was 5-0. What more can you want from a guy in defending his championship but winning all the rounds? The problem is, when you become a guy like Israel, and Anderson Silva went through the same thing, John Jones went through the same thing, you become so dominant that those dominating performances become a bit lackluster because people expect from you. And I think that is you to be judged much differently than they judge just the average fighter fighting in the UFC. And also, Alexander Volkanovski did him no favors with how well he fought in the fight right before him. So it was like high with Pereira, high with Volkanovski, and then Izzy dominating in the way that he did was kind of, it felt lackluster because Jared Cannonier really didn't have any moments. But even going into the fight, Izzy said he didn't see that much challenge in Cannonier, and it seemed as though that was the case in the way that he fought on Saturday night.
A video was posted recently showing Alex Pereira showing how he caught Sean Strickland with a left hook and knocked him out in the first round of their fight at UFC 276. Pereira demonstrates to Glover Teixeira how he set it up and landed it to end the fight.
Tava andando pra frente, em alguns momentos eu passei, porque eu tava achando essa distância do jab dele, que o jab dele é duro, entendeu? Aí tava aqui, aí teve uma hora que ele só tirou a perna, aí passou batido, entendeu? Aí tava assim também. Aí teve um chute que pegou legal na coxa e tem dois que pegou na panturrilha que já tava assim já. Aí eu comecei a mudar, aí comecei a bater no peito dele. Isso é um papo de campeão. Bater no peito dele, aí já, tá vendo? Já baixou a mão. Ele fez assim, só pintei assim, ó. Pum, já tudo bem. Vai você fazer isso aqui.
Kenny Florian talks about the face-off with Kamaru Usman and Jan Blachowicz recently, and says that if they did end up fighting, he would bet on Usman to take the win.
It's nuts. Jan looked pretty lean, Kenny, Saturday night, but Ken Flo, Jan Blachowicz, Kamaru Usman, 5K. Bigger man or no?
I mean, I don't want this to come across as disrespectful to Blachowicz, but yeah, I'm in the Usman camp as well, and I'm sure he does. Don't beat me up. Here's the thing: the other thing about Usman, he's the only guy that I would feel comfortable putting 20 G's on to go up a weight class and fight for the belt and win it. Like Usman, like that's the dude right there. And again, the fact that he can go up all the way up to 205 and be successful against high level guys. It says a lot, and I believe that. Usman's the dude.
Chris Weidman recently did an interview with the Schmo and gave his thoughts on a potential fight between Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic, and he said he thinks it's a terrible matchup for Jones. I see Jon Jones really working to gain size, and Stipe was smaller. I've trained with Stipe, he's one of my boys. I was hanging out with him last night, bro. He got big, and he's been doing it quietly. He's like a solid 250 right now, solid. And whenever he decides to come back, he's a problem. I don't think Jon Jones wants that fight. If he thinks he's going to be going against the 225-pound Stipe, he's wrong. He's got a big, strong boy that won't stop coming forward and believes in himself, and very well-rounded. He's a different beast right now, I'm telling you. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news today. We'll see you in the next video.